South Australia is renowned for its exceptional food, wine and handmade treasures.
My philosophy of wine is we're deadly serious about winemaking up until the wine ends up in the bottle, and from then on it's all about fun.
From the buzzing atmosphere of the central markets to the peaceful charm of the Adelaide Hills, indulge in everything this great state has to offer.
We're a proud South Australian company, and our mission is to delight generations of chocolate lovers.
At Beerenberg, we've bottled the taste of the country life. Our founders chose the Adelaide Hills for a reason. The soil quality is absolutely premium, and it's the perfect climate for our botanicals.
It's about bringing together community, culture, families, and telling the stories of those people.
Get ready to experience Australia. We start our journey in the heart of Adelaide, at one of the city's sweetest and most treasured institutions, Haigh's Chocolates.
Haigh's Chocolates was established in 1915, and our mission is to delight generations of chocolate lovers. Hi, my name is Alistair Haigh and I'm Chief Executive of Haigh's Chocolates, and I'm a fourth generation family to be working in the business. Our iconic store at the Beehive Corner is where actually the business started in 1915. It's a well-known landmark for not only the building but for the chocolates that are available there as well.
By 1919, business was booming and it was time to expand. So the Haigh family constructed a purpose-built factory in Parkside, where chocolate production continues to this day.
We're a proud South Australian company, and we're one of the few in the world that are actually what's called a bean-to-bar chocolate company.
Haigh's manages each step of the chocolate-making process in-house, from the raw bean to the finished bar, ensuring quality and consistency at each stage. Once packaged, Haigh's products are sold directly to customers through their own retail stores, an approach rarely seen in the industry. And for anyone wanting to experience the magic firsthand, Haigh's also offers a free guided tour through the factory.
One of the surprises that our visitors experience when they do one of our tours is how labour intensive and how much skill is required to actually make the products. And then, of course, they get to taste the product at the end.
Haigh's Chocolates combine traditional European methods with unique Australian ingredients. These decadent delights will keep South Australians and visitors smiling for generations to come.
Our guests love to see that our product is so handmade. It's a very high quality product. A lot of people appreciate how different we are.
South Australia is a melting pot of cultures from around the globe. These diverse influences are wonderfully reflected in the state's rich and exciting food scene. And visitors can experience it all right here in the heart of the city at the Adelaide Central Markets.
We're right in the middle of the CBD, the Central Business District of Adelaide. We have a collection of people that just live and breathe the passion about food and bringing it to their stalls. My name's Mark Gleeson. I'm a stall holder in the Adelaide Central Market, and my work is about food and people and stories and fun.
Mark Gleeson has worked at the Adelaide Central Markets for over 30 years. Drawing upon his decades of experience as a stallholder, he started Food Tours Australia, providing an insider's guide to the sprawling market.
Food Tours Australia is really about connecting visitors and locals to the amazing people in the Adelaide Central Market, which is the mecca of the food industry in this state. So every tour that you take in the market is a personalised trip with someone who knows what they're talking about. They know the ropes, they know behind the scenes, they know who to talk to, and they will take you on a journey that you'll never forget.
The Adelaide Central Market is one of the largest undercover fresh produce markets in the Southern Hemisphere and has been operating since 1869. Each year, over 9 million visitors pass through its doors to sample and buy the best produce that South Australia has to offer. One of the vendors that you'll visit on Mark's tour is the Smelly Cheese Company.
The Smelly Cheese shop is incredible. You let cheese melt on the palate like chocolate. Suddenly you get this depth of flavour which is like rich and exciting and lingering. Cheese is not just, something you have on a cracker. Cheese is something that comes from a cow and a farm and the sun and the grass. It's great yarn. Then you can flip and go to Indigenous Australian food and go to something wild. Collecting produce from the beaches and from the dunes and from the bush.
One of the highlights of Something Wild is their signature gin and tonic with green ants.
There are green ants in your gin. And if you've never tasted an ant before, it's unbelievable. Not only do you get ants in your gin, but they also sprinkle a little bit of lemon myrtle. So you're getting these two culturally important food products. Is so unbelievable.
For Mark and the 80 other vendors of the Adelaide Central Markets, the best is yet to come.
There are new generations coming through, bringing new flavours, new cuisines, new multicultural offerings that reflect the society that we live in. It's about bringing together community, culture, families, and telling the stories of those people. I think it unravels the whole culinary world of South Australia, and you walk away in 2 hours knowing so much more about the city.
If there's one thing South Australians love just as much as good food, it's a good drink to go along with it. Winemaking is one of the state's most important industries, with the first vines being planted almost 200 years ago. Its ideal growing conditions and innovative approaches to viticulture have produced some of the world's finest wines. Regions like the Barossa Valley, McLaren Vale, Clare Valley and the Adelaide Hills each produce distinctive varieties of wine. Today, South Australia has been officially recognised as one of the great wine capitals of the world. Each year, it's responsible for almost 50% of wine produced in Australia. And just a 15-minute drive east of the city centre, you can visit one of the state's most famous wine producers.
Magill Estate is the spiritual home of Penfolds and nowadays recognised as one of Australia's most iconic wine brands. So the family actually acquired this property back in 1844. So they arrived from the United Kingdom and started to produce their own medicinal fortified tonics here. The brand excelled and expanded quite rapidly from that, and started to actually move away from the medicinal side of things and produce them as legitimate fortified wines.
Over the coming decades, Penfolds' national reputation grew, but it wasn't until the 1950s that Penfolds emerged on the global stage with its most famous wine, Penfolds Grange. Chief winemaker at the time, Max Schubert, was inspired to develop the first vintage of Penfolds Grange after a trip to the vineyards of Bordeaux. Schubert implemented the winemaking techniques that he'd observed with the aim to create a red wine of exceptional quality. After an initially muted reception, acclaim for Penfolds Grange steadily grew. Today, Grange is regarded as Australia's most famous wine. It's won over 50 gold medals in international competitions and the first prize at the 1971 Wine Olympics in Paris. Grange is also highly sought after by collectors. At an auction in 2004, a single bottle of Penfolds Grange from 1951 sold for just over $50,000.
The Penfolds iconic experience begins with a tour of our historic property, visiting the original homestead of the family, the Grange Cottage, moving to the winery to learn about the winemaking production and down into our historic cellars, followed by an intimate tasting of our luxury portfolio. The experience then concludes with a beautiful 3-course lunch in our Magill Estate kitchen.
The Magill Estate, located in the middle of Adelaide's eastern suburbs, is so iconic that it's been heritage listed, acknowledging the estate's importance to the cultural and historical fabric of South Australia. The original homestead, built by the Penfolds, remains largely intact, along with the underground cellars where some of the early wines were aged.
The heritage listing of Magill Estate in 1983 is pivotal to retain the history and culture of Penfolds. Guests are often surprised that such a rich part of South Australian wine history is located only 8 kilometres from the heart of the CBD.
Just a half-hour drive east of the city, we arrive in the heart of the Adelaide Hills. Located in the southern lofty ranges, the Adelaide Hills offers a leafy escape from the city. It's also a region with produce so fresh you can pull it from the earth yourself.
The Beerenberg family farm was actually started by the Haigh family in 1839. So they've been here farming this same piece of land for 6 generations now. They were part of our original settlement of the township of Haigh.
Haigh is Australia's oldest surviving German settlement. The town was founded by a community of Lutheran refugees fleeing religious persecution in Prussia. Today, Haighdorf's German heritage is proudly reflected in the town's architecture, food and cultural festivals. The Haigh family were one of the original settlers of Haighdorf. Over the years, they evolved from subsistence farming to building the Beerenberg jam empire.
The Beerenberg family farm has changed from just being a strawberry farm where we grew strawberries for market to somewhere people could get strawberry jam, and it's just continued to grow. So now we make a whole range of condiments, jams, relishes, chutneys, sauces, all sorts of delicious things, all made here at the family farm.
For those who don't mind a little dirt under their nails, the family farm invites visitors to pick their own strawberries.
Since 1975, Adelaide families and interstate and international families have been able to come to Beerenberg and pick their own strawberries between the months of November and April, when our strawberries are absolutely delicious. We've got this wonderful new visitor experience centre here now, so people can still come and pick strawberries like they have been since 1975. They can come into our farm shop, they can taste a selection of our delicious products, and we're going to have some wonderful, exciting things like our cooking demonstrations where the kids can interact with chef and see how things are made here, and of course our farm cafe where people can come in and share a meal with their family and friends. And all year round, the kids and the kids at heart can come into our dairy and taste our delicious house-made ice creams.
The Adelaide Hills blend stunning scenery with rich history and mouth-watering culinary delights.
You can come here any time of the year for that taste of the country life.
Just a short 10-minute drive away is another farm growing a variety of colourful crops. But these plants are not grown to be eaten. They're grown to be used in skincare products.
Our founders chose the Adelaide Hills for a reason. The soil quality is absolutely premium, no air pollution, and it's the perfect climate for our botanicals.
Jurlique Farm was founded in 1985 by Dr. Jürgen Klein and his wife Ulrike. They were passionate about organic and natural remedies and sought to create an ethical skincare brand that could harness the natural healing properties of plants.
My name is Cherie. I am the Jurlique Farm manager here. I've been working on the property for 10 years. Jurlique is actually just over 35 years old now. This is the third working farm that Jurlique has actually run. We're on 105 acres and we grow over 30 different botanicals that go into the skincare range.
Botanicals are plants or parts of plants that are prized for their medicinal or therapeutic benefits. Jurlique's use of botanical extracts rather than synthetic chemicals appeals to those wanting products that are gentler on the skin and free of harsh ingredients.
As you come into the display garden, you're actually going to see some of the products connected straight to the plants right in front of you. You'll be able to experience and smell those beautiful botanicals and understand how they go into our skincare and what attributes to great healthy skin. What's really special here when you come to the Jurlique Farm is you're going to see the Jurlique rose. It's grown here, nowhere else in the world.
The Jurlique rose was cultivated exclusively for Jurlique by rose breeder George Thompson in 2013. Visitors can experience this rare rose for themselves on a behind-the-scenes tour of Jurlique Farm.
The Jurlique Farm tour is all about the seed to skin journey. As you go on the tour, we're going to show you through our display garden. We'll show you seeding, planting, all of our harvesting techniques, and mostly by hand. Then up to the drying shed where we show you all the dried botanicals. And then into our shop and we'll talk about our extraction process. And it's all about creating beautiful natural skincare.
The farm has become a model of sustainable farming practices in Australia.
The Jurlique Farm is farming organically and biodynamically. It's all about connecting to the moon rhythms and cosmic influences, growing things naturally, no nasty pesticides or herbicides, and creating natural, beautiful ingredients for skincare.
The last stop on our journey is located in the beautiful McLaren Vale region, just a 45-minute drive south of Adelaide. McLaren Vale is one of South Australia's premier wine destinations, and on its vine-dotted hills stands a building unlike any other.
My philosophy on wine is that we're deadly serious about our winemaking up until the wine ends up in the bottle, and from then on it's all about fun.
Chester Osborne is an artisan fourth-generation winemaker at Beerenberg. It was his idea to create the Beerenberg Cube in 2003.
I wanted to build a really iconic building, something like the Opera House in Sydney. So the Beerenberg Cube is really one giant art piece. It houses all of the Beerenberg art story, so each wine label is in here as a sculpture that I've created. You really get a feeling of what it's like being in my mind. It's sort of all colourful and weird sculptures, about 100 sculptures that I've put in here.
The design of the cube was inspired by the complexities and puzzles of winemaking.
Wines are such a puzzle to work out. The label names are such a puzzle to work out. What's the most iconic puzzle? A Rubik's Cube.
Within this 5-story Rubik's Cube, there are a range of activities for visitors. From wine tasting and wine blending workshops to art exhibitions and the quirky Alternative Realities Museum.
We call the museum here the Alternate Realities Museum, which is scattered throughout the whole building. And that's really telling you a story about each of our wines and how our winemaking process and all the generations of winemaking is all involved. It's really just an artistic expression of winemaking.
One of the unique offerings of the Alternative Reality Museum is the sensory room, where individual tasting notes present in wine can be experienced at the squeeze of a horn.
We also have the Dali exhibition here with 25 sculptures and some enormous ones out the front and a whole heap of paintings that he's done as well.
The Dali collection, exhibited at the Cube, is valued at a cool $20 million.
Dali is one of the greatest surrealist artists ever in the world. And so it's just amazing to come and see this exhibition and see his amazing works.
And of course, you can sample the Beerenberg Estate's range of award-winning wines.
You can come and taste 79 different wines. You can blend your own version of our top Shiraz, the Dead Arm. There's amazing views everywhere on top of the hill here, and there's multiple dining experiences you can enjoy.
From the eccentric mind of Chester Osborne, the Beerenberg Cube engages visitors in a sensory adventure. It blends art, winemaking and surreal architecture in a one-of-a-kind experience.
There's so many different things to explore, so much culture. You can spend all day here. It's really so much fun.
From the rolling vineyards of the McLaren Vale wine region to the hustle and bustle of the inner city markets, South Australia is a feast for the senses, where exceptional produce and rich traditions blend to deliver an unforgettable experience.
Feeling